This is the Usuma Dam, one of the largest sources of water in Abuja. This beautiful water reservoir is a vital resource for the city, providing water for thousands of homes for drinking, washing, cooking, and other domestic activities. Unfortunately, this facility, which is so crucial to the water supply of Abuja, is facing a severe pollution crisis that could have devastating consequences. If neglected, this crisis threatens the water quality and puts public health at risk. In this video, we want to explore who or what is responsible for the pollution at Usuma Dam, analyze the current efforts by government authorities to address this problem, and suggest solutions to prevent this environmental crisis from causing long-lasting harm. The Usuma Dam was constructed in 1995 during the regime of General Ibrahim Babangida to supply water to the residents of Abuja city. Built along the Usuma River, the dam has a water capacity of about 120 million cubic meters, providing water for both domestic and industrial use in Abuja. However, over the years, the dam has been facing a serious pollution crisis that could undermine the safety and quality of the water it delivers to Abuja residents.
Usuma Dam is, I think, the most important water source. This is where the water board gets its water supply to homes.
Meet Adiza Ujo, who runs an organization called Stewards for the Environment for Sustainable Change Initiative, SESCI for short.
We've been in the space since 2015, and actually the Usuma Dam project is actually what has brought us into light, what gave birth to SESCI, so it's an offshoot of that, and since then we've been pursuing this Usuma Dam pollution program to see that we find a lasting solution.
Adiza and her team have been sounding the alarm about the increasing pollution crisis in the dam. In 2015, they conducted a cleanup exercise on the shores of the lower Usuma Dam.
We were removing medical waste, we were removing all sorts of waste that is imaginable or unimaginable, from furniture towels to condoms to laptop bags to shoes to sniper containers to all forms of waste you can imagine.
However, waste began to accumulate again on the shores of the dam within weeks of the cleanup exercise. This led them to embark on an investigative mission to understand where the waste is coming from, how it ends up on the shores of the dam, and what impact it could have on the water quality. And their findings were quite interesting. During their investigation, they discovered that the topography of the dam's location, combined with the presence of upstream communities, had contributed significantly to the pollution of the lower dam because waste produced from human activities in these communities inadvertently ends up in the dam.
And the government has not provided the basic infrastructure. There's need for people to empty their waste, and a number of times they empty it into streams or that feed into the dam. We have people washing their clothes, washing their bikes. All of this is adding to the pollution. We also have an abattoir situated, and they wash their meat products, and all of that is going to the dam.
This situation worsens the already high pollution levels in Usuma Dam, highlighting the need for immediate and effective waste management measures. As part of the investigation led by Adiza and her team, water and sediment samples were taken from the dam and tested for medical and microplastic waste. 90% of collected samples showed traces of diclofenac and ibuprofen. Other pharmaceutical substances found in samples included paracetamol, trimethoprim, and ciprofloxacin, indicating that medical waste also gets washed into the dam.
So we were testing for pharmaceuticals. We found them in the water, which is bad. Whether in trace amounts, it is bad. And it's the long-term effect. You don't see the immediate repercussions, you see it later.
Fortunately, the FCT Water Board has a robust water treatment facility, so Abuja residents still get properly treated and high-quality water from the dam. But if nothing is done to address the rising pollution of the dam, experts and activists like Adiza fear it might eventually have devastating consequences which could potentially overwhelm the water treatment facility.
It wasn't designed to handle such tremendous amount of waste that it's not built to handle that kind of waste that is coming through. So the sheer amount and the sheer volume and the sheer concentration of the things that are coming through is actually a problem for the water board. And also water board has raised an alarm and say, hey, we are also dealing with this, we need to do something about it.
Following expert recommendations, the federal government has made plans to tackle this problem. They have budgeted to install a water screen to help trap solid waste coming from upstream communities, thereby preventing it from reaching the dam. There are also plans to set up biological barriers called riparian zones. These are trees planted along the shores of the dam which would act as natural biofilters, protecting the dam from excessive sedimentation and polluted surface runoff.
Fixing a screen is just like a cosmetic thing. Yeah, of course it will contain it will control the solid waste from going into the dam. But it's not just the solid waste that is the problem. The chemical waste is also a problem. The unseen solubles that mix into the water, that go into the chemicals that we can see, is also a problem. But the most important thing is to tackle the problem at source.
To achieve this goal, it is essential to implement interventions such as providing proper waste disposal infrastructure within these communities. This will encourage people to stop throwing their waste directly into the stream that feeds into the Usuma Dam.
So when government works together and people come together and work hand in hand, we will find solutions. So the ultimate solution is to stop the activity at source, to work with people in those communities to make sure waste no longer goes into the dam.
The Usuma Dam is a critical water source for Abuja, and safeguarding the water's quality is crucial for the city's residents. However, any intervention aimed at protecting this pristine water source must also be inclusive and consider the well-being and livelihood of members of the surrounding communities.
Government cannot do it alone. It has to be a collective thing, and the people actively involved in pursuing a lasting solution to the problem. Okay, so we want to appreciate the Federal Ministry of Environment for taking a leadership role in addressing this problem, and the different NDAs and communities that have been involved in ensuring that we find a lasting solution to the problem of pollution at Usuma Dam. We're very grateful, and we just want to say a lot still needs to be done, in tackling this problem. The pollution needs to be tackled at source. It's very important that this is done to ensure the health and well-being of Usuma Dam.